Next, ladies and gentlemen, we have three fine young men from Seattle. They're coming. Hold on, they're coming. They're thoroughly all right and decent fellows.
Here is Junior at third base. They're going to wave him in. The throw to the plate will be late. I don't believe it. My, oh my.
Up to Gary Payton. Lead pass to Kemp. Hill. Play it down. What a lob!
Welcome to Press Play Radio, the Emerald City Sports and Entertainment Hour. And now, here are your hosts, Dietrich Keenley, Griffin Bennett, and Taylor Jacobs.
And a good Thursday to you, listeners out there. My name's Taylor Jacobs on Press Play Radio. With me, as always, Dietrich Keenley.
Hello, hello.
And Griffin Bennett.
Yo, yo.
Yep. So, another eventful week in the world of sports and entertainment. So, let's dive into things pretty quickly. But first off, we'll give you some numbers to call if you want to call in, talk with us on the show. 1-888-298-KKNW, which is 5569. Or, if you're local in Seattle, 425-373-5527. If you're trying to get a hold of us, you can reach us on our Facebook or Twitter. So, facebook.com/PressPlayRadio or at PressPlay_radio on Twitter. And our question for the day, which we'll get into later on our pause, is having to do with the draft. Combine kicks off today in Indianapolis. They're getting the questions and the weigh-ins and everything like that done today, and we start position things tomorrow. But if you were John Schneider or the front office of the Seahawks, who would you take in the first round, or what would you be looking for in this upcoming draft? But on that note, let's get into the Weekly Rewind.
And now, time for your Press Play Weekly Rewind.
So a few big events going on since the last time we spoke. Sochi Olympics getting underway even more. The hockey gold medal women's match was today. Disappointing. U.S. lost
Crushing.
unless you're my mom. My mom's a huge Canada fan. So
Or any Canadian
or
female.
any Canadian
I was gonna
fan. Not
say.
just my mom. My mom's on all of Canada. So, but yeah, U.S. was up 2-0 and blew a 2-goal lead in the very end of the third period.
Yeah, I wasn't watching. I was just following along on Twitter, and Twitter seemed just all about it. It was...
Yeah.
And it,
Well,
like, no offense to women hockey players out there, but this is women's hockey, right? It's not...
yeah, I mean, this is the best you can be and win, and the highest award, I guess you can.
Okay.
Win. So,
Tweet-worthy.
yeah,
I guess so.
it's the biggest deal if you're a female.
I
hockey
guess I'm
player.
biased. I'm just so out on the whole Olympics this time.
Yeah.
I just can't get into it. There's just something about these faux sports. Hockey is a real sport. I get that, but so many of these are just not real things.
They're not captivating.
How many rounds of curling are there? It's been going on for 2 weeks.
It's a long one. Don't talk bad about curling. I love
Look,
curling.
it's a drinking sport. I don't get. Is there beer pong? Like, can we play that in the Olympics?
Maybe.
Pretty sure
Maybe
U.S.
soon.
would crush. By the way,
I don't know.
That would give a whole new definition to drugs in sports,
Be
too.
performance enhancing
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
to a certain point, and then
Yeah.
it's just no.
Yeah, and you got to know your limit. That's why it's even more difficult.
All right.
And then, so the medal count right now, even with the loss to Canada in the women's hockey, USA 25, 8 gold, 6 silver, and 11 bronze. In second place in the total count, we have Russia at 23, 7 gold, 9 silver, and 7 bronze. And then the Netherlands in third. Who would have thunk?
I feel like we should be weighing these, where like gold counts for
Yeah.
3 points and a silver is 2 points. Like, how is it? If Canada gets 23 bronze medals and we get 23
Because if that's
gold
how we
medals,
were going, Norway would be in first.
That's okay.
Norway has 10 gold medals.
Well, their
right
entire
now.
country is in snow all the time.
Yeah.
So I think they should win this.
And then
a lot.
us with 8, and then Germany tied with us at 8. So Germany also up there.
I-
But
I-
we don't have a hockey winner, so that could be US or Canada gold right there, or Finland or Sweden. They're
Fair.
the other teams competing. But so we can go anyway. Olympics will be over the next time we speak, so they end on this Sunday. The hockey finals, the men's finals, will be this Sunday, and for those wanting to know, tomorrow will be the USA-Canada match for the men. So that's a big one.
Yeah.
as well. And I saw a sign saying something about whoever loses has to keep Justin Bieber. So there's a
That's
lot
fair.
riding
There's
on
a
the
lot
line.
at stake.
Yeah, a lot at stake. And then the other big news from this past week was All-Star Weekend,
Yeah.
the festivities in the NBA. Quite a stinker, in my opinion. And I'm
Yeah.
an NBA All-Star Weekend fan.
I'm into it a bit. I love it's more of a spectacle. Like, oh, there's all the players you watch all in one building,
Yeah.
and there's Jay-Z and Beyonce on the sidelines. And it's,
Look, I don't want it to decide the home field advantage
I agree.
or the home court advantage, rather, in the NBA Finals like it does in baseball.
Yep.
I think that's ridiculous, especially for an exhibition game.
Yeah.
It should have no meaning or bar. I mean, that's why they don't play any defense. There was 300 points scored. But the format of the dunk contest, which we'll
Yeah,
get
that
into
was a
later a
nightmare.
little bit more, but it was a night. That's
the
what I
worst
look
part
forward
was
to.
no, it wasn't explained, so no one knew it. It just abruptly ended, and everyone, even the players, thought there was another
Yeah.
round, and they was like, "No, that's it." Everyone
And then
go
I
home.
think they basically told all the commentators to be like, "Oh, be into the format, just all," because
Nope.
everyone was like besides Charles
And then
Barkley.
afterwards, Barkley was like, "That's a joke."
Yeah, happy birthday, Charles Barkley. First of all, it's his birthday
Is it
today.
is Charles Barkley?
Yeah, sir,
No way.
Charles
Oh,
Barkley.
poor
He's
guy.
not actually knighted, but
In some people's minds.
in my mind,
In his mind, for sure.
My
Yeah.
queen. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
your
your queen.
I like it. So yeah, he was the only one that pretty much spoke out about the format being weird. The freestyle round, I've never seen anything more confusing in my entire life. But we'll get into that
Yeah,
into the stop.
hold that.
That's gonna get it. Yeah,
I have thoughts
Yeah.
on that.
little spoiler alert there for later. And then we have all the baseball teams reporting to their spring training this week or last
Yay.
week as well. So baseball season getting underway.
Crazy.
Crazy. It's moving so fast. And then we're approaching the end of the college basketball season. Syracuse lost last night, for those who didn't see, to Boston College, a team that had 2 conference wins against the worst team in the conference.
Yep.
And then tonight is North Carolina Duke. So small rivalry there.
Yep.
And then
I think it was good for Syracuse to take a loss.
Yeah.
They've almost lost twice before on buzzer beaters. I just think it's good it's a good learning moment for kids. I mean, they're all 21 or under, so it'll be good for them. I think they're still a top 4 team, favored to win it. So
Yeah.
should be good.
and then let's see. We also had a little bit of Champions League soccer. I know I'm the big soccer guy here, so I'll just talk about it really quickly.
Please do.
Barcelona beat Manchester City 2-0, and Bayern Munich also beat Arsenal 2-0. Both games had a little bit of a controversial red card that pretty much turned the tide, or not a red card, excuse me, a penalty, but one of
Yeah.
them was a red card. So a little bit of weird kind of action, even though the better team in both matches is up, I believe. And then Barcelona. Speaking of Barcelona,
These are all names I know at
yeah.
least. So that helps.
If I can give you one piece of advice, just watch the Champions
Yeah,
League. You
that's
don't have to
fair.
watch the Premier League, La Liga, all these other insert
How many are there?
names.
How many leagues are there?
A lot. Because each country has a few levels of leagues outside of America, of course. England has 4, I think. Spain has a couple, like major league, minor leagues.
farm
The
system,
farm
whatever it
systems,
is.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's a little bit better, a little bit more thorough in England, obviously, because they start a little bit younger. But
Yeah, they don't even go to school.
yeah.
Just
Just straight soccer?
here's a ball.
Kick it.
Yep.
And then Griffin, why don't you tell us about the Twitch Pokemon game? That went
So
on?
this has been something that's gotten my attention all week long. So a game developer put together a version of Pokemon, just the original game that came out in 98, 99.
Red or blue?
Red. It's version red. But he coded it so that people watching the feed can input their votes on whether and what move they want the character to play. So whoever's watching the game, they can all play the same game together. So if you type in the chat up, down, left, right, A, B, whatever, that action will be done onto the game. So
And whoever types in gets
Yeah.
to control the action.
correct. So whoever types it the fastest is the person who's controlling the character, and then everyone kind of inputs it. So what happened is this game started out. There's a couple 2,000 people playing it just for fun, going around, capturing Pokemon, playing it around. All of a sudden, this game has exploded. 100,000 people were playing it last night. 100,000 people.
That's insane.
Did they each get their turn to play?
No,
Or were they just...
so what happens is, everyone's in a chat room. It's constantly filling. And then, so if you say up, the character moves up, and then if someone else says left, so the guy is just freaking out. So the whole game is just a mess. So what happens is they've been playing this game for 6 days straight. And you can imagine the chaos. And they've actually gotten pretty far along in the game, which is surprising considering how insanely difficult that would be with thousands of people all controlling it.
Twitching around all over the place.
So there's a way that you can vote either in anarchy mode. If you type in anarchy, it means anyone, like I was explaining, can just type in an input and that character will play that. You can type in democracy, and if enough people do it, it'll calculate every 10 seconds whatever the most popular command was that the people are voting on, then that character does that. Wow. So what's happened is there's been religions formed around this game where people will capture a Pokemon and they become so attached to it that it becomes almost a deity, and they've created these faux religions. And then negative groups will come in and they'll try to release all of the Pokemon people have caught into the wild and ruin the game. So it's this constant good and evil battle, anarchy democracy battle. So it's almost this big huge social experiment around what happens when everything is open to complete votes.
Wow.
And to complete it's been fascinating. It's more than just a game. It's been a complete social experiment, and it's still going on right now. You can just Google search Twitch Plays Pokemon. I think there's about 80,000 people playing it right now. I think over 1 million people have viewed it so far, unique views. It's been in a complete mess, but also just a complete social. It's so interesting.
A social experiment almost.
Yeah.
So you can tell the way I'm speaking about it that it's just
some passion.
All I've been,
so much
I like it.
It's all I've been paying
Do you
attention to.
have any cult or religions in this game yet?
No, I've been kind of watching it from afar, kind of poking it with a stick. But it's crazy. People are so into it, and it's fascinating the way that, hey, let's all play a game together, and what happens when everything's anonymous and there's 100,000 people doing it.
Yeah, at the same time.
At the same exact time.
Gotta catch them all.
Wow. And then lastly, we're going to give a quick shout out to Greg Tucray over at Ford Sports.
Way to go, Greg.
MVP of the All-Star Bowl in college football. He returned a interception, 31 yards for a touchdown to put the national team up 9-3. So a big shout out to him and everyone over there, all the athletes training over there, as they are a big part of the show over here. So we want to thank them. And then we're going to get into the song info. So Bill in Seattle, hold on. We'll get to you right after the song. But Dietrich, why don't you tell us why we're playing our Rewind song today?
Well, today's song is important because this marks what would have been the 47th birthday of this band's lead singer. Now, this band was the first band to be on Saturday Night Live as a performer twice. The first time hosted by Rob Morrow, and the second time by birthday buddy Sir Charles Barkley. Now, as a young child, the lead singer of this group grew up in a small town and would obtain alcohol through the help of a morbidly obese transient man by pushing him through the liquor store in a shopping cart and then giving him the money to pay when he finally got to the register.
We've all done that.
Of course, it's standard stuff. This band named one of its hit singles after a line of deodorants, which featured scents such as Orchard Blossom and California Breeze. This band was kicked out of their own album release party for starting a food fight at the beginning of the party. This song's title is written underneath the entrance sign to this artist's hometown of Aberdeen. This is Nirvana with Come As You Are.
Ford Sports Performance is the #1 sports performance facility in the Pacific Northwest. Located in Bellevue, Washington, this 10,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility offers training regimens for every level. Whether it's adult weight loss or you have collegiate and pro sports on your mind, Ford Sports Performance is the place to train. Call 425-746-2600 or visit gofordsports.com to sign up today. Ford Sports Performance. Train like the pros. Press Play Radio is Seattle's only sports and entertainment variety hour. Join hosts Taylor Jacobs, Griffin Bennett, and Dietrich Kiemle every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. as they explore everything sports and entertainment from Seattle and beyond. Visit us at PressPlayRadio.com or find us on Facebook and Twitter to interact with us. Press Play Radio is Seattle's only sports and entertainment variety hour every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. on Alternative Talk 1150 a.m. Welcome back to Press Play Radio. My name is Taylor Jacobs. With me, as always, Dietrich Kiemle.
Hello there.
And Griffin Bennett.
Hi.
So, Bill, if you're out there, we lost you, so call back in. Bill was going to educate us on some curling stuff. So we're always down to talk to our listeners and people who want to voice their opinions about sports or entertainment or anything like that. So if you want to get in touch with us, the number to call is 1-888-298-KKNW. Or locally in Seattle at 425-373-5527. So our pause question, or our question of the day, revolves around the draft. The combine starts today. Football season never really ends in America. We just pretty much go from the Super Bowl right into the combine, right into mock drafts until the real draft.
It's football country.
Yeah. And then after that, it's how are the rookies going to do and the new systems. And then we get into training camp
And then
and
it
things
shows
like that.
Friday Night Tykes.
Friday
I know
Night
you've seen
Tykes.
that. Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. D, why don't you
It looks
inform?
scary.
What is it like?
It's pretty cool. It's actually very impressive the way that these kids perform. I want to say that.
So this is the
they're-
show about like Pee Wee football in Texas.
Exactly.
Okay.
They're probably I would say that they're like 9 to 11 years old. I would estimate. I don't know that for a fact.
Okay.
But they get it. And if one of these little boys starts crying,
They just yell at him or something?
I mean, it's they're no longer little boys. They treat them like grown men. And I feel like the show's more about the actual coaches
Of
and like the
course,
parents
yeah.
about it. But still,
Adults in power of children.
yeah. But still, these kids are doing it. These kids are just athletes.
So
Huge
I-
athletes.
My girlfriend watches this show. It's similar. It's called like Dance Moms. Have you
Yeah.
guys seen
Oh yeah.
this?
No, I know
So this
that
is
one,
like
yeah.
the male version of Dance Moms.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is.
But I
Because
think,
Dance Moms is scary. It's
Yeah.
like full-grown mothers just fighting over their kids' lives.
and the weird thing about that is, I know from Friday Night Tykes, I think the coach has probably played football or could probably currently play some football.
I hope so.
The host of Dance Moms or whatever.
yeah, she's a fairly large lady.
Yeah, I would like to see her dance because
Yeah, what's I don't want to speculate, but
Yeah.
I'm sure she
We-
was.
It's all just crushed dreams.
Yeah,
it's
that's
all
neither here.
it's just a bunch of parents
That's
crushed
what
dreams.
she
on TV
eats.
now.
Is crushed dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is kind of like the combine. Made
Yeah,
a lot of
great transition.
so
I like
unfortunately
that
true.
one.
yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of dreams are made, a lot of dreams are crushed, or temporarily crushed, as we've found out that some people can go undrafted and still have an impact on teams. So, for you guys, who Griffin, I guess we'll start
Yeah.
with you. Who are you looking at?
I mean, I'm biased. I want Austin Safarian
Yeah.
Jenkins.
And I'm biased in the other way, and I want him too.
Oh, yeah. I think he's at 32, end of the first round. I think he's a great combo of need, which is tight end.
Right.
I think Zach Miller is probably gone unless he's going to take a massive, massive pay cut.
Right.
So he's a great blocker. That was my favorite part of ASJ at UW was fantastic end of the line blocker. Can really take those DNs or linebackers and really help protect Russell. He'd be really good at that. And he's also just an amazing red zone threat.
Yep.
His window to throw into is just so big. Catches anything around him. I think he'd be a great fit, and he'll probably be available around then.
Yeah, I think so too. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks trade down a little bit, trade down a couple spots. Some teams trying to trade
Yeah.
up and get maybe
I know
one of
peop-
those wide receivers.
Yeah.
We could take one of the wide receivers. Kelvin Benjamin. Well, he's probably the only one of the top caliber who could fall
Yeah.
that far. Sammy Watkins probably won't make it out of
he
the
won't
top
be there.
10. And Eric Ebram, the tight end from North Carolina, probably won't make it out of the top 15. So as far as athletes who can catch, who fit our system, I like ASJ too.
I think he makes a lot of sense. I think wide receiver is tough because I know some teams value size more. I know some, as the Seahawks know, I mean, all of our receivers are 6 feet or under, basically. So it'll be interesting to see what Pete Carroll and John Schneider do. I think we can all assume that whatever they do is the correct call, considering their history. But I think there are a lot of needs. I think D tackle, with the way that all the money's working out, we're going to need to get cheap at D tackle. I could see us leaning that way. Offensive line, especially guard, will be a big thing. But it's an interesting point at the end of the first round to get a player, because unless it's a need, you don't really want to spend that money. So I think trading down is probably a good option if it's available.
And it's so funny how within a week the time or the analysts talk about how the way they talk about a team changes so much. Before the Super Bowl, it was just, the Seahawks so deep, all this depth. And as soon as the season ends, now it's just back to
figuring it out,
figuring it out. Oh, now they have so many. Now they have 5 holes.
Yeah.
They had no holes a week ago when they played, but now they have 5 holes. I mean,
what do you think that the goal is coming out of this draft? For if you're John Schneider, what's the goal? Other than I find the next, No,
I don't think we're even looking for the next so-and-so right now. I think we're just looking to solidify depth in positions, like you said, line. We could probably use some help on cornerback now that Brandon Browner's most likely gone with the team. So we can, and Thurman will probably get a big offer from someone.
Yeah, I think he's probably gone.
Maxwell will probably.
He's got one more year here, I think.
Yeah, but eventually, you know what I mean.
So just stock the cupboard kind of draft.
Right.
Okay.
Because I think we do have holes, obviously, but the depth is the one thing we're talking about here. We're not talking about needs. We're talking about depth. And maybe if there is one need, another big threat like ASJ.
Yeah.
But I just see us filling in behind the guys that we have right now.
In Pete, we trust.
Yeah. Oh, man. How many GMs are just going back watching old John Schneider tape and putting the Schneider tape on?
Schneider tape, which is just him staring at film,
a computer, and just
for 2
picking
hours.
one name,
look at the way he reverses that video.
Oh, he picked that guy right there. Ooh, look at that technique.
Oh, nice job.
Yeah. So, but I think teams are
his reach.
We set a new blueprint, if you will, just big, brute,
young
defense.
and cheap.
Yeah. Get it in the draft. Find it in the draft, and then use the free agency to put the pieces in the missing holes.
Yep.
So
they're your role players.
Yeah. I think we got Bill back on the line. So hold on one second. Let's bring Bill on. Bill, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Bill. Why don't you educate us on some curling? I think you have some curling info for us.
Well, I just had a comment about what you guys were saying earlier. I mean, I think it's totally cool that curling is represented. It's a really cool sport. It's nowhere near beer pong. May I just comment?
Thank you, Bill.
Take some serious
Preach,
games
Bill,
to play
preach.
that. And to be honest, the Americans definitely need to get some better faces on the ice, because have you seen the Russian team? Unbelievable.
So are they recruiting because they're all 8s, 9s, and 10s on that Russian team?
Yeah. They're all models, right?
Maybe like 11, 12, and 13. Are you kidding me?
These are good numbers.
So, how do attractive women, it seems like that's all there is, especially even on the Swedish team, there were some good-looking girls. How did these good-looking girls get into curling?
My comment would just be you got to get a guy like John Schneider up in there. You can just
we need the John Schneider of curling.
You got to start the draft him a little lower, and then work him way up. There you go. You got it.
I like
Get
that.
them young.
Yeah, I like that.
And I don't mean it in a weird way. I mean, train them young.
Don't go for the gold. Just go for the girls.
Hey, you got to build them up, right? You can start them a little younger. They'll be illegal by the time they're ready for the Olympics next 4 years, right?
Oh, that's the Chinese
little farm
route.
system.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit older than the Chinese system, but yeah.
It's marketing.
Yeah, that's just creepy.
Yeah.
It's marketing.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate the show.
Hey, thanks, Bill. Thanks for your
Bill.
call.
Thanks, Bill.
Anytime.
All right, so if you want to get a hold of us, like Bill just did, want to let us know your opinions, is beer pong more of a sport than curling? I guess a new question has come from the show today. You can get in touch with us at 1-888-298-KKNW, which is 5569, or locally in Seattle at 425-373-5527. So, Dietrich, why don't you tell us about the pause song for this week?
Yeah, so today's pause song was chosen because luckily this group is celebrating the 25th anniversary of the release of their first album, and they're doing so by giving away their entire discography for free, available for download on their website. Now, one of the members of this group chose their stage name simply based on the fact that they like yogurt. Their stage name is Trigoi, which is just yogurt spelled backwards. So that's a love and a passion for one type of dairy.
Wow.
This group was featured in the 2001 smash hit video game Parappa the Rapper.
That was
Ooh,
such
You remember
a classic.
this? Yeah, really
Classic.
good one. Let's see. In 2002, this group toured with Cake and the Flaming Lips for the Unlimited Sunshine Tour, so they're eclectic musically. One member of this group is the proud parent of Auburn running back and 2013 Heisman finalist Trey Mason. In 2009, this group teamed up with Nike to make a 44-minute mixtape made especially for running. And one of the earliest professional rock critics said that this group's first album was unlike any rap album or any album you've ever heard. This is De La Soul with Me, Myself, and I.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me, mirror, what is wrong? Can it be my De La clothes or is it just my De La song? What I do ain't make believe. People say I sit and try, but when it comes to being De La, it's just me, myself, and I. 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 Now you tease my plug one style and my plug one spectacle. You say plug 1 and 2 are hippies nowhere, not that's pure plug bull. Always pushing that we formed an image, there's no need to lie. When it comes to being plug one, it's just me, myself, and I. 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 Proud, I'm proud of what I am. Poems I speak are plugged too tight. Please, oh please, let plug 2 be himself, not what you read, alright? Right is wrong when hype is written on the soul, they lie that. Style is surely our own thing, not the false disguise of showbiz. De La Soul is from the soul, and in fact I can't deny. Strictly from the Dan called Stucky, and from me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory for plug 1 and 2. But that glory's been denied by cassids and gookie eyes. People think they diss my person by stating I'm darkly packed. I know this, so I point at Q-tip and he states black is black. Mirror, mirror on the wall, shovel chestnuts in my path. Just keep on nuts with the nuts so I don't get an aftermath. But if I do, I'll calmly punch them in the 4th day of July. Cause they try to mess with 3rd degree, that's me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I.
Ford Sports Performance is the #1 sports performance facility in the Pacific Northwest. With programs 6 days a week, you're bound to find the program that fits your needs. Doesn't matter if your goals are major league or just a major need. Ford Sports Performance is your comprehensive training facility. Give us a call at 425-746-2600 or visit gofordsports.com to sign up today. Ford Sports Performance. Train like the pros. Press Play Radio is Seattle's only sports and entertainment variety hour. Join hosts Taylor Jacobs, Griffin Bennett, and Dietrich Kiemle every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. as they explore everything sports and entertainment from Seattle and beyond. Visit us at PressPlayRadio.com or find us on Facebook and Twitter to interact with us. Press Play Radio is Seattle's only sports and entertainment variety hour every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. on Alternative Talk 1150 a.m. Welcome back to Press Play Radio. My name's Taylor Jacobs. With me, as always, Dietrich Kiemle.
Hello, everybody.
And Griffin Bennett.
Welcome.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
So we got into the rewind. We paused it down a little bit. So I think it's time now that we look ahead. We do a little fast forward.
Now we look into the future. It's the Fast Forward.
All right, and our theme, I think, is more accurate and current than ever, especially today because of the news that came out this week that Nike will be unveiling the Power Lock laces from the Back to the Future movie on a shoe this year.
Is it going to be exactly like the movie, though?
Like one button.
Yeah.
Yep. And
I
it was
like
just,
that.
they have the patent.
You're
the
made for
noise.
radio, Dietrich.
First off, the noise.
That was
Thank
fantastic.
you.
Yeah.
I've been practicing that one, actually.
Like Harley Davidson has a patent on that noise. Maybe Nike should put a patent on your noise you just made. That might be the noise that
That's
they're
either
looking
gonna be
for.
patent pending.
Yep, patent pending.
Yeah.
But-
So this is so weird how Nike basically a movie reverse engineered his line of sneakers by making a movie about it and setting it in the future.
No, they knew what they were doing the entire time. I'm sure they
Do
thought
they?
that, hey, maybe a decade later, we could probably actually get this to work.
That's some serious 25-year planning. That's either way. I'm getting a pair of these.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nothing will stop me. We're all pretty big sneakerheads in here, but nothing will stop me from getting a pair. If it's the Back to the Future mags, so the ones that he wears in Back to the Future 2, if it's that shoe, and it's the power laces, and I can plug that in at night and charge my shoe.
Right. So it's not like fossil fuel based.
That's all I need.
That's
all I need.
What if it runs on kinetic energy by how you step?
Whoa.
Come on, Nike, get on this.
That's where they'll be next time, I think.
This is the next time.
There's more to come.
2015.
There's more to come.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and wait until the first accident happens.
Like someone gets eaten by their shoe?
Someone will get just their entire ankle severed. There will be terrible things that happen.
Like someone steps in a puddle and they just get electrocuted and die.
Yeah, just right there.
I hope that doesn't happen.
No, I do too.
Because I really want the shoes.
Yeah.
So
You have to get them before they get sued, and then they have to take them off the market.
Nike never gets. I mean, they get sued. But
So this leads to the next question, which is when is the hoverboard technology finally arriving?
well, if you remember, that's Mattel. Mattel makes it in the movie. So
Is Mattel still a company?
Step your
I don't know.
game
Where
up,
you at,
Mattel.
Mattel?
Yeah, step your game up, Mattel.
we want those hoverboards. I want the one he takes from the kid.
Where he just kicks the
It's like pink and green and
course.
red.
Goes
yeah.
over water.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it
doesn't
can't go over water.
That's the one thing it can't
Excuse
do.
me.
Yeah. But he barely just makes it to the land and then whoop.
Physics are not an issue.
No.
This just needs to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Science. Let's put everything else on the back burner for now. Let's focus on this hoverboard.
Yeah.
Cures for diseases. Man.
I need to be a few inches higher.
Idea.
At all times.
Yeah.
First annual Press Play 5K to raise money for hoverboard technology.
Whoa.
There's cancer runs everywhere. Hoverboard technology run. And then maybe hopefully the next year we won't have to run it. We can just hoverboard it.
All right, fans. Look. Keep a lookout for the hoverboard
in your
fun run.
Facebook event feed soon.
It's coming to a local street illegally near you.
Yeah.
And then
So just turn into just some random bar. We'll just turn
just
into
a pub
drinking.
crawl.
Yeah.
It'll turn in
easier
from a
than
fun
running.
run 5K to just 5 bars.
Yeah.
Oh, but the coolest
And
shoes,
spending
though.
$5,000. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Everyone has to wear their shoes.
Yeah. Cool shoes. These shoes specifically. Some other things we're looking forward to in the future. The Sounders are rumored to be in contract talks with Didier Drogba.
This is a player I know.
This is a player some people who don't even follow soccer know. So
The only reason I know Drogba is because when I was playing FIFA back in college,
Yes.
he was just a cheat code.
Yes.
He could do anything, make any shot.
and
He
he's
was
still
epic.
pretty good.
Isn't
He's
he in Japan now or
No,
something?
he's at Galatasaray, which is in Turkey, in
course.
Istanbul.
Yeah, it's
So-
the capital of soccer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But he makes a pretty penny. He's
I would
in his
assume
late 30s.
if you get pulled to Turkey to play soccer, I'm guessing
Yeah.
it's not because the
he
team
went
is
from
really good.
Chelsea to China to Turkey. So of those three teams, they're all extremely rich. So he's been paid well, and we're rich. We're a rich team, or one of the richest
Yeah,
teams in the country. So
we're like the retirement home for soccer stars.
well, I think this is the trend. I think it's the trend. I think that soccer players are going to start coming over to the United States on the downturn of their career, not necessarily at the end of their
so they can get
careers.
their brand. We'll just pitch
Right.
brand stuff.
And I bet you
Get your own
I
Nike
don't-
future shoes
that-
Yeah.
basketball players more and more are going to start going over
to Europe.
overseas.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, tradesies.
Well, like, why wouldn't Kobe Bryant, when he's done with the NBA, just do a 1-year tour in Italy for
Oh, he'll do
millions
that
a game?
for sure.
China.
You know what I mean?
He's-
yeah,
Yeah,
like
they
in
love
China.
Kobe in China.
Yeah, there's so many world markets that demand sports, and American sports are growing internationally more than any other country.
Well,
so,
didn't Beckham just buy an MLS team?
yeah, he bought the rights to the team that could potentially be in Miami. So if there's going to be a team in
Do
Miami,
we actually think soccer is going to pull? I guess there's a lot of people who play soccer down there.
Yeah.
I guess because of all the Central America, Latin America people that come over. Yeah. Maybe that does work.
I think so.
yeah, and Orlando City.
Baseball's so terrible. down
Orlando
there.
City is a pretty well supported team. They're in the lower leagues right now.
Oh, okay.
They're getting promoted here to the MLS in I think 2015
If
or
MLS
16.
gets good, I will pay attention. That's the only reason I don't pay attention.
Okay.
Is that
Well,
I
I
can't.
have tickets, so I'm going to bring you to a
All
couple
right.
games.
I had season tickets year one, and then I realized it's minor league soccer. It's not the stuff I've been watching.
Yeah. It's grown
So I stopped
definitely
going.
since year one.
It's funny too.
Hey, people
Yeah.
sort of swear by it, and I don't hate, but it's
Yeah,
just
no.
not for me at this moment.
Yeah. You know, we were talking today, and the Sounders have actually been around longer than the Seahawks. Not in a major league way, but the Sounders have been.
Yeah, it's their
around.
40th
Yeah.
anniversary this year, the Sounders. So
Yeah, that's
they're up there.
Yep, they're
Yeah.
there.
good for them.
And Griffin, this is important to you and other people, but
Yes.
House of Cards coming back onto Netflix, and other Netflix series returning back to the Netflix airwaves.
I did that thing last night where I was tired at 10 o'clock, and I was like, I'll just watch an episode and go to sleep. 3 hours later, killed the entire series. It's 1 o'clock. I'm so tired, but I had to finish. It's this whole binge watching thing. Do you guys binge watch shows?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know if they're
I only binge watch.
Yeah, I know if they're available. That's why I'm not watching True Detectives right now, is because I want to binge watch them all.
I wish I could have done that with Lost. I was one of those people
God, I
who
wish
did
I would have
the
never
Lost
watched
live.
Lost.
Oh, you guys binge watch good shows? No, if you're binging it, then you're just stringing out on
The
it.
whole point of binging is it's not good for you.
No, I'm binging on like diners, dive-ins, and drives,
Oh.
and
Triple
that's what I
D!
binge on. Yeah,
Guy
I binge with Guy
Fieri?
Fieri.
Oh,
Dude, I'm all
no.
about the Triple D.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
the
man.
best. Get home from work, fall down, and watch
I have to be
Triple
eating
D.
when I watch it though, and I have to be eating the worst
Yeah.
possible thing that I could eat.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So do you guys? So this whole. Do you guys have Netflix subscriptions? Okay. So House of Cards, they release all of these shows immediately day one. They're all available. There's no wait a week for each episode.
Right.
And this is kind of, they've done it with a few shows now, and I really enjoy it. But I know that there's a subculture which I enjoy with other shows like Mad Men, where they show an episode and then you kind of read all the recaps online. It's kind of, they have its own community, and you go to work, you talk about it. I know I go to work and I try to talk about House of Cards, and we all have to kind of do a quick recon on where everyone is and make
Yeah.
sure no one says
Hey, where are
anything.
you at? What
Everybody
episode?
said-
What
Yeah,
episode?
and someone down the hall hears you talking about something, and they're like, what? And they all get pissed. So it's a weird, it's more self-enjoyment, and there's less of a community about it.
Right.
So where do you guys land on that? Which do you side on?
I like the suspense of having something new every week to look forward to.
That's fair.
I like the conversation that you have.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know, I'm into that.
I mean, I guess just for argument's sake, I would
There you go.
say I like that you have the
Yeah.
opportunity to, and you can space it out like what my girlfriend and I just did. We didn't
Self-control?
watch.
Who has
I
that?
know. We didn't watch Serenity, which is the final chapter of Firefly for the nerds out there. We didn't watch that until just recently because I didn't. The show ends as soon as you watch that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's over as soon as that movie's done. Everything you can find out, has been shown to you. So, it's sometimes I like watching it live, but sometimes it's good to be able to choose when you want to watch it. Or
For sure.
To choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Goosebumps.
Well, there's so much good TV right now that there's not enough out. Like I know I have a queue of shows I wish I could watch, and there's just not enough time. So this whole binge watching thing is just, hey, you're sick for a day. Let's kill a season of something.
Now, if you don't have a job and you're just at home,
no,
not that any of us
no.
are in that situation.
We're all employed, right?
Of course, very much so. But if you have all this time to waste, you realize that maybe these shows aren't as good as you thought they were. Maybe.
So almost your spare time, if it's not valued, you don't value the show.
Exactly.
Oh, we're going deep here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So
I like this.
We're going to have to get into the fast forward song. I know we have so much to talk about. Oh, one more thing, quickly, just a quick side note.
Do it.
Salary cap, NFL increasing from 123 million to 130 million.
Yeah.
So something that could potentially help the Hawks keep a couple more key players.
Yeah, but doesn't
in the
that
future.
increase everyone's cap?
Right.
So
yeah, potentially someone could offer him more,
Yeah,
but you can't think about what other people are going to do. You have to only think about the moves that you can make.
Fair point.
You're right. But so Dietrich, why don't you tell us about the fast forward song for this week?
Yeah, let's say. Well, today's fast forward song is from a group that's going to be releasing a new album here in April. Now, this group began playing their music on the streets of Dublin, where they gained a very strong cult following.
Which is surprising when you hear the band.
It's very much so surprising. And in 2011...
Is it U2?
It's nowhere near
No.
U2.
Because that would make sense.
Exactly. And in 2011, this group collaborated with Hans Zimmer on the Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides soundtrack. And they also contributed to the soundtrack of the Shrek sequel, Puss in Boots. In 1997, this band left their heavy metal band to play classical flamenco guitar in the streets of Europe.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah.
Find himself.
Both members of this band live a vegan lifestyle and strongly support, not ironically, but not surprisingly, animal rights. Their song, Tamakun, was featured in the pilot episode of Breaking Bad. Their new album, 9 Dead Alive, will be out April 28th. This is Rodrigo y Gabriela with The Soundmaker.
Ford Sports Performance is the #1 sports performance facility in the Pacific Northwest. Located in Bellevue, Washington, this 10,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility offers training regimens for every level. Whether it's adult weight loss or you have collegiate and pro sports on your mind, Ford Sports Performance is the place to train. Call 425-746-2600 or visit gofordsports.com to sign up today. Ford Sports Performance. Train like the pros. Press Play Radio is Seattle's only sports and entertainment variety hour. Join hosts Taylor Jacobs, Griffin Bennett, and Dietrich Keemley every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. as they explore everything sports and entertainment from Seattle and beyond. Visit us at PressPlayRadio.com or find us on Facebook and Twitter to interact with us. Press Play Radio is Seattle's only sports and entertainment variety hour every Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. on Alternative Talk 1150 a.m. Welcome back to Press Play Radio. My name is Taylor Jacobs. With me, as always, Dietrich Keemley.
Hello, good to be here.
And Griffin Bennett.
Hi.
So I think we've done almost everything that we usually do on a show except for our stop. So why don't we get into that stop right about now?
Right? Stop that. It's silly. Very silly indeed.
So we touched on it a little bit earlier, but my sports stop for this week is going to be stop changing the dunk contest. I don't know why they decided to change it. I feel like it was a working machine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I feel like that really applies in the situation. So they went ahead and made the freestyle round, which is 90 seconds for each conference to have all their dunkers dunk at the same time continuously.
Yeah.
So you have no time to realize what's happening. And then the winner of that gets to choose the order of the battle round.
The battle round?
Where one dunker from the east faces one dunker from the west.
Oh.
And then the judge just picks the winner.
So we're not talking...
Not on a 1 to 10 scale like it used to be, just east or west.
Yeah. It was just a mess. So the way it worked out was it's east versus west, and then they picked, the east did better, yay, so now the east player will go against the west player, and then everyone voted, and, the east swept. Awesome job, East. I can't wait to see all these East dunkers go against each other in the next round.
Nope.
Fast forward to it's over. East wins. No one's even... John Wall won Dunker of the Night. They just made up an award.
Mm-hmm.
That's anticlimactic.
So now you look through the list. If you go to Wikipedia and you look through the list of dunk champions, there's just an empty blank space for 2014 because they just don't have one.
Yeah,
This is all easily solved by just have the three winners dunk against each other.
And then pick that winner.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
Why? Where was the oversight?
But then why do we have a freestyle round? Why don't we just...
I don't know.
I know, it's just so frustrating. Just stop.
It was it's like that South Park episode where they're just picking things. They're just the manatees are hitting balls.
Yeah.
That's just how they decided.
Yeah,
it
it's
made
random.
no sense.
It can only be random.
Yes.
So...
Stop that now.
Stop that. And then our music stop is kind of a flip on our stop. We're going to say stop hating on music festivals. So,
I'm in on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's been some hatred towards the Coachellas, the Brochellas, and the other things like that.
There's a definite movement towards that's where all the great artists are, and they're all in one spot.
And if you need an example, look at the Bonnaroo lineup that just came out.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
it's incredible. Elton John, Kanye West, Jack White, Lionel Richie. That's the first four. That's the four headliners. That's incredible.
Yeah,
and
Arctic
genres.
Monkeys.
Yeah.
It goes all the way down.
All the way down. One of the lowest ones was Pusha T, and he has one of the top rap albums that came out
they're even
this year.
having comedy acts.
Yeah,
which is fantastic. Unfortunately, it's in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee.
Yeah, Manchester, Tennessee.
I feel like that's
Didn't
how
know that
festivals are.
was a place.
Aren't
Yeah.
festivals usually just in places that most people don't go to?
Yeah, but they're nothing's. What are you going to do? Go to Tennessee from Seattle? It's kind of difficult, I guess, for here. But I guess people in the East Coast probably hit on Coachella that way too. So
and Sasquatch and the
What
is that?
Well, good for you, East Coast. You have a cool festival now.
You're doing it.
Yeah,
You're
You're
really
doing it,
doing
guys.
Congratulations. And then we also like to talk about the turn up, the trending things on Twitter and Reddit. So on Twitter, one of the big things that was trending, at least today, was bad Olympic events, #bad Olympic events.
Yes.
So, i.e. men's curling instead of curling, as we were talking about earlier. I saw one that said
curdling.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's not a typo.
yeah,
okay.
not a typo. That's real. And then the other one was I saw lick Bob Costas's eyes because if you don't know, he got pink eyes.
anything
so
involving Bob
crusty.
Costas' eyes.
Crusty, gross. So a lot of weird ones, a lot of funny ones. So
I would
if you
say
have a
search
chance,
the hashtag because most of them are inappropriate for the air.
Yeah, a lot. Most of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
90% of them.
But
So,
they're hilarious.
yeah. And then some of the things trending on Reddit today, a Korean high school allowed their students to have an anything goes policy on their yearbook photo. And chaos. I mean,
It was hilarious.
Chaos ensues.
And the coolest part is nothing's like out of the world inappropriate.
Yeah.
There wasn't
No.
anything that
There wasn't
should
just
be...
pictures of Hitler.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
nothing
I
terrible.
mean, they were doing crazy things.
Yeah.
A lot of them had guns.
That,
which was
okay, yeah, they
surprising
did
to
have a
me.
lot of guns, actually.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
a lot of guns.
a lot of cross-dressing,
cross-dressing, mimes,
shirtless. They're big into no shirts over
Joker
there.
makeup,
Yeah.
swimsuits, like men's swimming, like competitive suits.
It
lot
was
of-
fantastic.
yeah.
It really was, actually. I like them.
So
We'll
and
post
then,
that to our Facebook page afterwards so you guys can check it out.
yeah, so everyone can take a look at the album. And then
Facebook.com/Press
Press
Play
Play
Radio.
Radio. Thanks, Griffin. And we're going to do a quick thing just to end the show. From now on, I think we're going to start doing this
Yes.
from now on. We'll call it 2 cents, and each of us will ask 2 questions, and we'll
We're
go-
unprepped on this. No one has heard
No
this.
one has heard the other's questions, so...
All right, I'll start off because I've got this locked down.
And then who is the question to? Direct the question
To both of you. So
Both,
I'll
yeah.
I'll go Taylor. Then I'll go with you next, Dietrich. One band to play at your wedding. Keep in mind they have to do covers as well.
Casey and JoJo.
Oh wow! Don't tell me that was yours too, Dietrich.
No, I can come up with
All right,
They got range. You
one
got to be
band
quick, though.
to play at your wedding.
All right, well,
You can pick solo artist.
Yeah, for sure.
then your wedding's going to have to be before mine because I'm coming at you after that with Jodeci, the group that Casey and JoJo started out in.
Yeah. Okay, I
And they
dig
can
that.
bring all the other members, too.
Okay.
Or D'Angelo.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to go D'Angelo.
D'Angelo would be
D'Angelo
amazing.
with the Roots.
Whoa!
You
One.
can't have... Yeah,
Okay, you're
well,
right. I'm sorry.
all
I'm
right.
sorry.
I think,
With
I think
the cousins of the Roots.
I think the Roots is actually my answer, so that's a good one.
Yeah.
Second question: would you trade? By the way, this is compliments of Jake Sikma. Would you trade the Mariners for the Sonics straight up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would. I'll say it. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, man. That hurts me, but
I know.
yeah.
Yeah, would. Totally would.
Oh,
right.
that's a
I don't
hard
even know
one.
the songs.
My
I don't
questions
even know who
aren't
that
even
is,
that cool.
you
My
know?
question was, well, my first one was just Bird or Magic?
Bird.
D. Showtime?
It's Bird.
Larry Legend?
Magic.
All right.
Fair.
There you go.
All right.
And then my second one, along the same lines, Stones, Beatles.
Stones.
Beatles.
All right. D.
Oh, we're two sides of the same coin,
I like it. I
Dietrich.
like it. This is good, though. D, what were your questions?
So mine are a little arbitrary, a little projective. Let's say, then this is for both of you. If you woke up in the morning and then the most important day of your life, job interview, and you didn't have any toothbrush, toothpaste, or mouthwash, what household item do you use to freshen your breath before your interview?
Oh my.
There's for sure
I
a
would
wrong
just
answer.
eat soap. I think.
You eat the soap?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that sounds great.
I would probably eat fruit, like as much fruit as possible, like oranges. So
That's what I go for. Second, what was the first movie you cried in?
Oh god.
This is personal.
I'm pretty sure I cried at Bambi, but I was like 4.
and I'm all dogs go to heaven. But
That's fair.
all the time we have for Press Play Radio today. I'm Taylor Jacobs. With me, as always, Dietrich Keemley
Hey,
and Griffin
goodbye.
Bennett.
Love you guys.
Until then, Seattle, stay classy.
that action, boss. I'm just about that action. I'm just about that action, boss. You ready to go get it?
Wilson under center. He's going to hand it off to Lynch. He looks for somebody. He breaks free across the 10, 15, cuts outside.